Welcome back. The Lagos State government has taken a step further to tackle the menace of land grabbing. To this effect, Governor Ambode has given his assent to 2 bills to enable security agencies to prosecute those involved in the act.
Land grabbers constitute a lot of nuisance in Lagos State. Popularly called Omoniles, they are found in communities where new towns are being developed. Claiming to be natives of communities where they reside, they storm construction sites, harassing workers and demanding outrageous illegal land dues and levies as a condition to continue their work. Refusal to their demands could lead to forceful eviction, physical torture, and even death threats. Worried by this trend and several complaints received from residents, the Lagos State government recently set up a task force to check the menace. To further empower the function of the Special Task Force and security agencies, the Lagos State Property Protection Law and the Neighborhood Safety Laws initiated by the State House of Assembly are being given assent by Governor Akinwumi Ambode. Governor Ambode says the laws were central to his administration's focus of safeguarding the lives of residents and investors in the state.
One of the issues that discourages investors and hinders the ease of doing business in Lagos is the issue of land grabbing. A lot of our would-be property owners encounter untold harassment from exploitative land grabbers. This law marks the end of the road for such land grabbers.
The State Attorney General and Commissioner for Justice, Adeniji Kazeem, provides highlights of the 2 laws.
The highlights of the Lagos State Neighborhood Safety Corps Law is the establishment of the Lagos State Neighborhood Safety Agency for the regulation and control of neighborhood safety core activities. This new law replaces the Neighborhood Watch Registration Law of 1996 that has now been repealed. The bill contains 32 sections, and its core objectives are to establish a uniform neighborhood safety corps in all local government areas within the state, assist the police and other security agencies within the state to maintain law and order by gathering information about crime or suspicious activities. Similarly, the Property Protection Law seeks to reduce to the barest minimum the activities of persons or corporate entities who use force and intimidation to dispossess or prevent any persons or entity from acquiring legitimate interest and possession of property acquired through state government or private transactions. It will also ensure that the Special Task Force on Land Grabbers works with all security agencies to ensure enforcement of state government and private property rights in the state.
Earlier, the Speaker of the Lagos State House of Assembly said the signing of the bills attests to the seriousness and resolve of the state government to deal with all forms of criminality.
Our gathering here also is to make emphatic statements to the criminals that Lagos has become no-go area, that no criminal will be tolerated in Lagos State. We will look for you, we will fish you out and treat you like a criminal.
It's believed that the laws will go a long way in providing the necessary legal, human and material support to security services in the discharge of their duties.
For about 10 years, the federal government, through the Rural Finance Program, has been supporting vulnerable women and youth by creating access to credit facilities. Farmers in Lagos are also benefiting from it. The coordinators of the program at the weekend visited some communities where the program is being implemented.
Mrs. Adebimpe Olawale, a native of Abuleko community in Ikorodu local government area, is a widow. She has been into fish farming for about 10 years. From fish rearing, she expanded to fish processing and packaging. She's one of the disadvantaged women benefiting from the Rural Finance Institution Building Program, RUFIN, designed to support the rural poor with microcredit to set up businesses. RUFIN creates appropriate linkages between the formal financial system and rural farmers.
RUFIN has really helped me out because they pick me up from the grassroots. You know, I don't have access to fund. I only struggle on my own. You know, look for fund from other people, and people will just turn me off and said, we don't have money. But when roofing programs comes in, they were able to link me to microfinance. They give me reference to microfinance where they don't turn me down. They give me loan, and they started with me very small. But by now, I can boast of myself that at least I am somebody.
Mrs. Olawale also belongs to a group of mixed farmers who have benefited from the program since 2010. Officials from the Federal Ministry of Agriculture and coordinators of the program embarked on a tour of communities where it has been implemented. Their mission is to assess the impact of the program on these farmers and identify areas to improve upon.
Through the roofing project, we just wanted to prove that people who are dedicated, honest, hardworking, and have a plan can be funded from a micro level and see them go up.
We have rated them, and this group is very strong, and it's one of the group we are looking up to become a mini microfinance institution within this area that can be able to be assisted to access micro, small and medium funds from the central bank so that others can borrow from them.
This interaction also enables farmers to make their challenges known.
I will plead that the government should look into it and bring the interest down to that 2% per annum, where farmers can have real access, and when they have gain from their farm, they will have something to remain for themselves and still have something to pay back.
Roofing is not giving them money. They are using their own fund. And you know, the way they source their fund, we can't dictate for them to put a peg on the interest rates. Do you understand now? But the only thing we can do is, we did was to plead with them that this mentored roofing group, they are farmers group. They should give them moratorium, because most of the microfinance bank, they don't give agricultural loan. You know, through the help of roofing, they will give a moratorium maybe 2 or 3 months before they start repayment of that loan.
Besides Abuleko, the roofing team also meets with farmers in 5 communities in Ekpe.
As I did collect roofing, go do my work. I did do farm processing. I did process cassava flour, cassava chips, cassava cake. So I did carry and go market with cassava go carry out the sell. After that, all these small shey wey I dey see, I do use the money send my pikin school.
Though the program is expected to end in May 2017, both the federal and the Lagos state governments plan to sustain it with other financial grants.
It was a test case. That has been done. So it's not as if roofing is collapsing or ending next year. The concept of trying to conceptualize how to fund rural agriculture has been proven, and we know the success. That's why more money has just come into agriculture. CBN announced over 250 billion that will be loaned into agric in single digits. That's why we have the anchor borrowing program, again through CBN. That's why NESA has been introduced. And NESA is a program where the banks are covered up to 70%, that their risk exposure, it's only 30%. So this gives us now a broader platform of where both farmers, rural, or any person who does entrepreneurship can access funding.
Lagos State government is planning to extend it to another 18 months to see the impact.
Prior to the tour, the leader of the team and representative of the Minister of Agriculture met with the permanent secretary in the Lagos State Ministry of Agriculture.
Roofing is basically involving finance and even financial management training of our farmers. And therefore, these are areas that are germane in agricultural development. And it's important that we continue to support roofing as a government, because our farmers need to have continuous credit so that they can perform and they can do well in their agricultural activities.
The Rural Finance Institution Building Program was introduced in 2010 to reduce poverty in rural areas by enhancing access to financial services for poor households, particularly women, the physically challenged, and the youth. The 7-year program, which runs in 12 states, including Lagos, is being sponsored by the International Fund for Agricultural Development, IFAD, in partnership with the federal government. According to IFAD, 18,000 farmers groups have already accessed microcredits through the programs across 12 states.